Onegaishimasu.
Onegaishimasu.
Okay, good. Let's just loosen up a little bit. Just find a little balance with the body. And letting the feet find the floor. Let's take it to loosen up the arms, swinging them through. And then just taking the move a little bit deeper, let the arms swing up and over, and then swing back, and into the knees. Yeah, and arms coming back up, taking the arms out to the side. Yeah, taking this rotation with the elbows. And reach it up. And up to the side. Yeah. Just loosen out, finding the hips. And take it big circles with the hips. And change. Take it into the knees. And bringing the feet together, rolling the knees. And change. Take it to the feet and hands. And change. And changing the foot to open up the hands. Okay. Just taking one leg back, pressing the heel down. Changing the leg. Take over, take a little bit deeper, turn me down, back heel off the ground. Switching over. Keep together, spreading the knees away, and send a little bit of pressure out with the arms, back in with the legs. Bringing the hands to the ground, spread the legs out nice and wide, hands just level with the chest. And just start to let the head sink towards the ground. And bringing the hands together at the back again, reaching up and over the top of the head. Bringing the hands forward, walking them out, pull the hips back a little bit. Nice and active with the hand. Let the hip just go between the shoulders. And pulling the weight into the hands, press the feet together at the back, walking out with the heels. And pressing both heels down. Pull the hips up, pushing for the hand. Walking the hands back to the feet and take it to a forward. And nice and slow, coming to standing. Very good time. Take out the wrist a little bit at the top. Bringing the arms out to the side, squeezing into the fist. Nice and strong. Release them out. Arms close to the body and just rolling in a figure of 8, one direction. Smooth the movement out. Taking the hands to the top. Same thing to making fists at the top. Take the elbows back down, circling the other way with a figure of 8. Pick out the wrist a little bit. Bringing the forearms tight to the body and shooting the fingertips down. Wrist bend. Nice strong movement out the fingertips. Slowly releasing the hands away from the body. Shoot the fingertips away. Think about kind of reaching up and away from the body. Reaching to the corners of the room. Just reach out and hold. Spread the body nice and wide. Take a couple of nice deep breaths, low into the stomach. That's one, just to release them out, just finding the shoulder. And let's shake the wrists out. Bring the arms down. Get the legs a little bit. Planting the feet into the ground. Shake up whole body. Great. Okay, take a Joe. We will. SUBURI. Hello. Is that Maya? Joe. Good timing. Maya, hello. Good time. I'm just gonna go into some Joe. So, we'll do a little bit of rotating exercises with the Joe. So really good for again targeting the shoulder, forearm, wrist. So for these, just keep the feet together. A little bit of a squeeze in the inside of the leg together. And the first one is just taking the Joe out to the front of the body. Start with a really strong grip, so focusing in the back 2 fingers, and then just play with keeping the arm extended. In this case, a little, really as far extended as I can with the arm. In this case, just looking to target really the forearm and the wrist, and just working a nice strong grip with it, keeping the elbow low. So what you're looking to do is basically create this rotation through the forearm. So the wrist and that very subtle rotation of the forearm going here, and you're just a little bit targeting the shoulder as well by keeping the Joe away from the body. So it's legs together. The other hand you can just keep at the side of the body. Oh. Yeah. And then the next one's just take it out to the side. So same idea, lengthen through the arm. And again, just working on that rotation. Again, try and feel that the elbow is kind of sinking down the side of the body. Full extension with the arm. Feet squeezing together a little bit. Legs squeezing together a little bit. Feet together. Full strong grip. The next one, just a really nice one for the shoulder. You bring the hand in the front of the body, knuckles facing toward you. You're just going to cast the top end of the Joe out, and then you're going to cast the bottom away, and then you're going to bring it to the back of the spine. And then just reverse it. So you bring the top end, sweep it down, top end comes back around, and then you roll the Joe around in this direction, and then you bring the knuckles again facing back towards. So it goes out and away, back around, and into the spine. So finish with the knuckles just touching the spine. And then you release it out. Roll it out to the right. It's nice and slow. And that one feels like a tricky one. Yes. Good. Good. Nice. There we go. Yeah, you got it. Good. There. Yeah, and also with this, play with really like an extension out through the arm. So you're in this position, the arms in an arc in this position, and then think about casting out and then keeping the arm nice and extended. In this, again, it's just going to target the shoulder. Again, you can do this with the arm kind of bent, and it's going to kind of crunch into the shoulder. But if you lengthen through the arm as you do it, again, you're just going to target the wrist, the forearm, and the ability to rotate through that position. So working the shoulder mobility, but also again really working this forearm rotation together with the wrist, and again working with a strong grip as possible, fuller grip as possible. Yeah, good. Set. Got it. Right. And then we'll just do these 3 on the other side. So feet together, a little bit of squeeze in the thigh, strong grip, rotating out to the front. Again, just working on a extended arm position. Keep the spine nice and strong. Just find a speed which is comfortable. You don't want to go too fast if the Joe's a little bit heavier. If you got a lighter stick like this weighs nothing. You can take this a little bit faster. I wouldn't go too fast with a heavy Joe. Right. And then again, taking out to the side, full extension. Very close to the side. Great. Perfect. And again, you want a full kind of locked out arm in this case. Not what we normally do in the case of working the arm, but again, just to target specifically the forearm. wrist. And then take the twiddly one. You go around, pass it out, pass it to the back, roll it back, reverse it, roll it to the back, roll it out. And again, just allow the arms to go into full extension. You roll through that. Rolling position here. I found it a little bit trickier as you come reverse out of it. You want to take a little bit slower. I mean, you just looking to smooth the movement out. Shoulders going through a nice big range of motion. I might find one side easier than the other. Yeah. Ah, that's it. Good. Got it. Very nice. Right. And then we'll just take it to the front position. What you're going to do in this case, take one hand underneath and keep it underneath the whole time. As you rotate, you're going to let it rotate into the thumb of that bottom hand and then let it roll over and then find the grip. Keep that top hand on the top again. It's going to pass over one time and then take it on that rotation and then let it come over. This hand then rotates, thumb collects into the grip, let it pass over one time, two, and then take it on that part. So it turns over, change, rolls over once, let it switch. So it goes over, pass, change, over, pass, change. Pass. And the key with this is if you can keeping the wrists together in contact and keeping the same orientation of the hand. So the bottom hand stays low and the top hand stays there. And what you're doing is basically rolling over the wrist this way. So really good for working Joe work, getting used to manipulating the Joe around, but really good for targeting, strengthening the wrist, forearms, and a little bit in the shoulder in this one, but not too much. Good. Right. Got it, got it, got it, got it, got it. Yeah, good. Yeah, one thing that with this is there's a little bit of an extra rotation. So as you go over, don't take the Joe too early. So don't try and grab it in this position. Let it really pass over the thumb. So it goes right over that thumb and then it goes again into the palm. So once you do this and you get the coordination from it, you can really start to kind of release the Joe into the thumb and then it will just kind of pass around naturally. But using the thumb in this case is the kind of pivot point for the movement. And then it's just going to pass into the hands. And then as it passes through, you can add a little bit of a kick to the movement on the back part of the movement. And then you can basically kick the Joe over the top. The other one from that would be to just do it with one hand and basically release it over the back of the hand. So that's the feeling with it. There's a release soft, and then you can add a little bit of a kick to do it this way. So, and then if you've got that, think about the elbows kind of driving it as well. So as you get that switch of the hand position, think about the elbows dropping into the body. And you're going to add a little bit of a squeeze down. So there's a little bit of a contraction in the core and a little bit of squeeze together of the legs. In this case, the legs being together is going to kind of help to also target the core of the body as you do it. You can do this legs wide, but you might feel, you'll feel a difference if you go legs wide and do it, or legs together and do it. You feel the core's a little bit more active in that position. And you just have a little bit more opportunity to squeeze the legs together, find the ground, and add a little bit of an impulse into the movement. So as you do it, just add a little bit of a kick down into the movement this way. So, and these are nice really to do like sets of 50, 100, probably a challenge. Good. And then that same pattern, keep the same patterns, keep the same hand underneath, take it to the side of the body. In this case, my left hand is underneath. I'm going to take it to the right side of the body, just across, and find the same pattern. So it's the same. You're just going to target a little bit of a trickier move for the shoulder, but then pass it over, let it go over the thumb, take it, kick the Joe back up. And again, once you've got the hands working, kind of leave them alone at the side of the body and start to orientate the view, the gaze forward. So you've got a little bit of a torsion through the spine. And again, the legs being together, just going to help and again target the core, the body, add a little bit of a kick again as you do it. The elbow's going to kind of slightly drop, body's going to find the ground, and then the core's going to really activate through the movement. So again, it's close to the body. But you want to basically create with a kick up. If you get stuck with the hands, just take it back to the front and work in that direction. But in this case, if I'm facing the front, the jo's right to the side of the body. Just pass it that way. Whoa. Very good. Good. And then just take it back to the front. Just do a couple, find that same orientation of the hands. And then simple, just take it to the other side. So in this case, again, my left hand's underneath, and then the jo's on the left side of my body this time. Same direction, same orientation. And then once you get the hands working at the side of the body, just find the feet again, and then let the face go, the head go forward. And again, don't hit yourself in the knee. See if you can find that same motion. And again, a little bit of torsion in the movement, a little bit of torsion through the spine. And then see if you can find that again, kind of core activation through it. Again, nice to do sets of 50. Good. All right. Very nice. Okay, and again, do the same three, just take it to the side. So take the other hand, put it underneath. In this case, my right hand goes under. And again, I'm just going to rotate it through the thumb. So you're taking out the jo in the other direction. Again, you'll probably find one way is easier than the other. You've probably got more coordination one side. In this case, this side's much easier for me because I'm working with the right hand, a little bit more comfortable. Once you've got the hands working again, just think about the feet, a little bit of a squeeze of the thigh together. Working together here. Just think about the elbows as it kind of passes, a little bit of a pressure down, and kick the jo back up. Kick the jo back up. Kick the jo back up. And again, if you've got a lighter jo, you can do these really fast. You've got a broom handle or something like that, you can do these quite fast. I wouldn't go quite so fast with the jo, but right. In this case, take it to the if the right hand's underneath, take it to the left side, a little bit more the comfortable side. Right hand under, in this case for me. And again, once you get the hands working at the side, face forward, squeeze the legs together a little bit of core activation through it. If you feel you lose the hands in this one, but you start to have to look at them a lot, just again, take it back to the front a little bit, get comfortable there, and then pass it back to the side. Right, perfect. Yeah. Coming back to the front, same orientation of the hands, and then take it to the other side. In this case, goes to my left side of the body. Sorry, the right side of my body. And again, once you got the hands working fine, just face forward, squeeze the legs together a little bit, find the ground, let the jo do its thing. What the? There we go. Great. Okay, good. Then we go to a classic kind of figure of 8 pattern. Find right in the center of the jo, full grip one side, and just again working with the legs together. Play again with a kind of full extension through the movement. So again, you're looking to really target the wrist in this case. So there's less movement in this case in this kind of direction, and there's a little bit more working the wrist. There needs to be a little bit of a release through the grip, particularly on this part of the movement. But see if you can kind of keep the grip nice and full. And when you do release it, really reconnect it. And again, there's a little bit of a kick to the movement, as you can find it. Squeeze the legs together a little bit at the top, the thigh. And just watch that back hand doesn't get in the way. You can place the hand at the front of the body, and in this position, place it just at the back. And the tip of the jo is really passing the side of the body. And it really nice. The reason to keep the legs together in this case is you're going to really, again, target the core of the body, and the rotation's really coming from this area. If I go too wide with the legs, the tendency is for the upper body to kind of go into these kind of positions and try to kind of lift the core. So think about adding, there's a little bit of torsion going through the spine, but it's in a comfortable range, but keep the core strong as you do it. We'll keep that side, and then the same thing switching over. So again, strong extension out. And then again, you're just looking to find the grip, flexible, and a little bit of a kick to the movement when you reseal the grip. There. Again, you're looking for a really strong core in the movement, a little bit of pressure into the legs, squeeze into the ground a little bit with the feet. And just be careful that back arm. There we go. Got it. Right. Good. And then just play with alternating the side. So what you can do is a couple one side and then switch, or you can alternate each time, switching underneath. Two ways to switch this. You can switch the way we did before, kind of switching with the thumb or rolling over the thumb and add a little bit of an extra kind of kick to it, or you can just switch underneath in the rotation. So find whichever's kind of comfortable. So there's like a short rotation. The hands can basically stay quite close together. And there's a little bit of a longer rotation where you go over the thumb. Longer rotation over the thumb. And that switch is going to be at the side of the body. Yeah, it's a little bit bigger rotation with it. Or again, you can take it a little bit shallower. And that keeps that bigger rotation again, it's just letting the hand go underneath, roll over the thumb, and then collect it through the movement. Collect it through the movement. Very nice. Very good, very good, very good. Right. Okay, great. So we'll go back to this early movement, the one where your knuckles are together and you're whipping the jaw around the back. In this case, we'll switch the hands with it. The jaw goes around one way. So in this case, switch underneath each time. So that the hand you're swapping to goes underneath. Cast the jaw out, roll it back. And then when you're at the front, also change underneath. So the right hand takes under and then roll it out this way. Change underneath, roll it out this way. So the jaw's just passing around in a circle from the body, one direction. A few one way and then we'll switch it. Nice to go into it. You got this one? This one's easy, right? No. So you're in this way, cast the jaw out, roll it back, and then when you're at the back, switch the hand underneath, let it go out that side, cast it back, bring the knuckles to the face, towards the face, and then switch underneath, roll it out, switch at the back, roll it out, switch at the back, roll it out, switch at the back. If you get stuck with it, just go to one part of it. So find that position and then let it go back. Find that position, let it go back. Then you can also do that, just switch at the back. Good. And then next one, switch the other side, so let it go the other way. Joe comes out, rolls around, again changing underneath at the back, roll it out. So now the Joe's going the opposite way. Yeah, and it's just passing in a full circle. Once you've got it again, think about a little bit of squeeze of the legs. Solid in the core. You can do two things with the eyes. You can let the eyes follow the tip end of the jaw and pass around. It's a nice one just to mobilize the eyes. Or you can keep the head facing forward and just let the jaw roll around the body. So either one's actually quite nice. Don't hit your leg. Very good. Good. Yeah, let's see. Okay, this one's a little bit tricky. Probably tricky to show on Zoom as well, but think about in this one, you're going to keep the jaw all the way to the back. You're just going to stay in one circle. Similar to this one, you switch underneath, let the jaw come out, but now the top end of the jaw is going to pass around this way, and you're going to change at the back of the head. So the arms come into this position. You bring the hand over the top at the back of the head, switch the 𝘗 out, and then let the 𝘗 cast around. So the key with this one is that the 𝘗 stays at the back of the body. So it goes out, the tip goes back around, and then you switch at the top this way, and then cast the 𝘗 out again. But the 𝘗 in this case stays all the way, all the time, around the back of the body. So the tricky part with this is letting the 𝘗 just cast out to the top, and then switching at the top in this position. So a really good one, again, just to open up the shoulder in this direction. And then the 𝘗 just passes in the same direction each time, so you can switch direction with it. But in this case, just work in one way, let the 𝘗 pass around. And that one, got that one, a little bit tricky. The test for this one is to do it lying down on the floor face down, and see if you can still do it without touching the floor. No. That's, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, good. And then switch direction with it. So you take it the other way. Again, you'll probably find one direction a little bit easier, so that the top end of the 𝘗 arcs up and over, and then switch the hand at the top to go into that position at the top. Find the 𝘗 and then cast the tip out. The other thing these are really great for is also really awareness to the tip end of the weapon. So where the weapon is all the time in space, and this is particularly a good one because a lot of the time the tip's actually out of view. They really need to really bring an awareness to where the tip is at all times. Just rolling it up around. And again, if it's got a bit of a lighter stick, you can also take this a bit faster. If you feel comfortable with it, you can take this a little bit more faster without dropping it. How's that? Yeah, good. Got it. Very nice. Okay, we'll do one more. In this case, it's a different hand position. You're in about a shoulder width position with the body. Start again with this one, legs together. In this case, what I want you to think about, I'll do this, describe it by position of my arm. I'm going to take my left arm, I'm going to wrap it inside to the side of the right side of the body. It's going to come to the body. The top hand's going to go down, and it's like I'm sticking the 𝘗 into the armpit. So you're in this position, and you're in kind of twisted position. The side. What you're going to do is cast the back end of the 𝘗 out this way, and you're going to release the arms. And then the back end of the 𝘗 is going to switch, and then you wrap to this side of the body, and then you reverse it. So the 𝘗 comes back out, down, and then around. Okay, so it's a back, front, switch with the back, front comes back around, back, and so if you do this, this is basically strikes. So the best way to think about this is strikes. There's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 coming back around. Like this. You got that. This is a really great one for shoulder to wrist. But this is also a really great one for the core. So you're going through a real torsion of the body, and it's a really nice one for strong hip work, torso work, and again being mobile in the shoulder with it. So just work this slow, but you've got your back comes out, switch, roll, switch it out, bam, 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 bam. And then you basically want to make it one smooth motion. But again, you want to think about the tip of the weapon basically striking through. So there's a little bit of power through it. And again, it helps with the legs being together. You've got that little bit of torsion through the spine and the core active through the movement. These are really great for working with the idea of like elbow strikes, so like a close range torsion of the body, and working with these kind of movements and these kind of back portions of the movement. So, nice. Great. And again, just a nice one, just to open up the shoulders a little bit. Think about taking this move a little bit up. So rather than going across the body this way, the 𝘗 starts to raise above the top, and then you bring it back down. So it's just a very simple one. It's just a kind of release up, and then a release back down. Thinking about the tip end of the weapon, you're going to bring the back end up and out, and then you're going to cast it away. So as you're in that coil position, really think about the back end of the 𝘗. You're going to whip it up to the top, and then you're going to cast it back around this way. And again, it's something that's done from the core of the body, whipping up and then striking through this way. So you can do this in like a closed position. You can start to really kind of open this out a little bit. Yeah. Yeah. It's just a nice one to mobilize up a little bit. Yeah, good. Yeah, right. Got it. Yeah. Okay. Next one just works with the shoulder basically opening up to this position. So again, quite a simple one. You're just letting the 𝘗 wrap the body this way, and you're going to really open up the shoulder here, and then think about whipping it back, switching it over, whipping it back, switching it over. Again, if you keep the legs together in this one, you get a little bit of an extra torsion through the body. Open up, open up. So you're really just exploring this opening position. So it's just a nice one for the shoulder. Very nice. And then once you get into this, just allow the 𝘗 to really wrap the body so it becomes a looser hand position. And again, the focus goes to the feeling of a kind of roll around the core of the body. So there's less contact and you're just wrapping the center. So it can become a little bit more relaxed, and in the grip, a little bit softer. You can just start to work the 𝘗 and don't lose the 𝘗. You do it. Great. Yeah, and then the next one is just to expand this movement. Take the center of the 𝘗, and then you're going to bring the 𝘗 out to the side, roll the 𝘗 up to the top, and switch the hand at the top. Two ways you can switch the 𝘗. Again, you can do that thumb change that we did before, kind of letting it wrap into the thumb. The easier one in this case is to let the hand, back of the hand come together at the top of the head, and let the 𝘗 roll into the hand this way. And then you're casting the 𝘗 out to the side. Again, just a nice one for the shoulder, just to open it out, and also opening up this upper direction. And then think about the tip end of the weapon, whipping up to the top, and then casting back out the other side, whipping up to the top, casting back out the other side. And again, you want to do that with a really strong core active through that movement. The tendency with this one is start to lose the core work and basically get pulled by the 𝘗. So again, once you've got the coordination for the movement, the hands doing the job, find a focal point forward and think about really staying with it as the 𝘗, especially as the 𝘗 comes out to the side. So that position, and then from that, with the core active, the core can whip the 𝘗 to the top. And then once you get the coordination position, you can do this quite soft actually in the handwork. It doesn't need to be really a strong grip. You can start to work with a little bit more of a kind of whipping quality through the movement. And again, it's going to be something that comes from the core. Active through it. Very nice. Good. Great. Very nice. Good. Okay, good. With all that twirly work, 𝘗 work, forearm work, we're going to take some 𝘧𝗓𝗓𝗓. We'll start with a really simple one. We'll take it to one of the flowing 𝘧𝗓𝗓𝗓, which are the last two 𝘧𝗓𝗓𝗓. But we'll just start here. Just find in this case, like a kenkamai, right side forward, and just playing with a raise and a cut. In this case, take this straight to a 𝑦𝘠𝑚𝑒n. So I'm going to look to raise, touch the spine, and then think about the hip engaging into a cut this way. So the 𝘗's going to come a bit more in a diagonal position. And the reason for this is later we're going to start to open up the hip to the back. So what I want to do is just set up right away into a 𝘭𝘠𝘦𝘢𝑐𝑡𝑢. So working at the side through a diagonal path of the 𝘗. So reach in the back and cutting in, nice and strong. Feel the weight load onto the leg, into the legs. And just the right side for now. Right. Good. Nicely. Very good. And then we'll just expand this movement out. You're going to start in again in that right position. Bring the leg back in this case. Raise the jaw above the head. And then as you come into it again, working with a 𝘥𝘠𝘦𝘢𝘵. So just a nice strong strike. You raise, step back, and come forward, striking, releasing down. Keep doing this again. If we take this into rotation work, just feel that you land the weight nice and strongly. And you're really even in the footwork. So you want the weight to be even through the feet. Raise up, rocking. And you're letting the jaw come down a little bit more diagonally, working with a 𝘥𝘠𝘦𝘴. Okay? Right. Okay, we'll take this to the basic form, and then we'll look at it in a flowing way. So these 𝘵𝘳𝑔𝗓 are really designed to be flowing, but first we'll just take it step by step. So you go into the strike in the same way, and then you're going to rotate from that right leg over to the left side. Tip end of the jaw goes out, and then you separate the hands. The idea with this pattern is to go into a blocking position at the back in this hit, and it's just a setup also for the next strike, which is going to be on the right side of the body. So it's two 𝘥𝘠𝘦𝘢𝑚𝑛s, one to the front, one to the back. You step back to start, striking on the right side, rotate over to the left side, find that high block position, and then find the backhand and strike again on the right. So it's a step back, step in, rotate, and then a step through on the right side. Step back, step in, rotate block to the back, step through on the right side. Yeah, so this is a big movement, which is basically teaching the left hand to release control during the movement. So the position that you go to with the hand, if you just release the hand and then let the jaw slide into it, and you end up in this position. When you finish in the block position, you're in this high position, and the arms extended. Sometimes with the bokken, we do this position, and you're in that position. Generally, because the bokken's shorter, I need a little bit of a stronger hand position here to take it. In this case, because you've got a jaw and it's longer, you can go into a longer extended arm position. So your support for the jaw is this position, and you're in that position here. And from there, to get to that position, you just let the hand release, and I just let the jaw feed into the hand. Really feel that from that position, you can take pressure coming down into this part of the jaw, into the body. So you want to feel that the body's strongly in the ground, but again, with a strong sense of extension from the back of the arms. And then from there, you release it, find the center line, and then find the second cut this way. So the key with this one is just to release, let the left hand release, let the right hand do that rotation work, and then find a strong position at the top. And then from here, mobilizing right back to the end of the weapon into strike. And then the form that we do flowing is a little bit different, but the pattern, again, just to teach that left hand to start releasing. Good. 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 Okay. We'll start to take this with a flowing fold. What I want you to do this really slowly and just start in this position. We'll just look at the rotation aspect of this. So what you're going to do is let the left hand be very soft on the 𝘗, on the back of the 𝘗. Right hand's going to do most of the work, and just play with a rotation through here, and then just finding the top of the movement this way. So I just want to feel the shoulders really comfortable in this range of motion. So it's going to roll through and then find that top position. Don't worry about the strikes in this case. So you're in that position, and then just play with a rotation of the hip. Let the right hand take over, and just find that position. So keep it slow, and just feel that the hip engages all the time. You just want to feel comfortable in that rotation. Right hand's doing most of the, or in this case, right hand's doing all of the mobilization. Good. So that's it. Yeah. Now, the idea with this is what we did before is like coming to a block position and pausing from that position. What you're looking to do now is as you roll around, you're actually passing through that block position. But in this case, it's a fluid block. So the idea, if you think about it, as you come through, there'll be if you imagine pressure coming in, you're basically in a position where you would receive the pressure and then use it to let the 𝘗 pass around for the second strike. So imagine in this case, you are passing through that block position. There's just no pause in it now. And that's why I don't really need the arm in that position to structure against the pressure. So in this case, just the right hand rolling through. You roll through that block position, but you're going to use, if there was contact, you would use it just to feed into the strike. Perfect. Got it. Good. Right, and then again, do this a little bit slow. Bring the left hand in, but don't use it too much in this case. So just start with a feeling that you strike in. So there's a strike, and then think about passing through, striking again. But again, take it nice and slow with it, and just really minimize the footwork. So it's just a strike through. You roll through rotation. The right hand does the majority of that. Left hand stays just in this area, and then you find the strike on the back end. So you got to tree in the way. You got to strike, roll around, and then go into the second strike. So the key thing now is this switch of the hand position in the strike. Then again, you're just passing through that block position now rather than holding a static position. You flow and go around through it. Good. Very nice. Perfect. Got it. Great. And then just take it to the full form and add a little bit of focus into the strikes now. So you pull back up to the top, strike through, and then you roll to the back, strike through to the backside. So raising up to the top. Really use this point of the movement as well. Nice, strong position. And then everything from now is going to kind of descend in, roll through, descend into the strike. So later this can all really come together. Such a nice strong strike, being able to mobilize to the back and create a strong strike to the back. So doing the full footwork into now, stepping back, stepping in, rotating, stepping through forward. There we go. Good. Good. Ow. Good. Last couple of minutes, just play with the full fluid form now. So the idea with this is that you rotate through this strike now. So the idea is that as you strike, you're feeding into the rotation this way. This is a really tricky one to do, particularly if you're working with a strong focus. to basically lose the body through this movement. So take your time with it, but the key is the ability to strike and enter straight away into the rotation. So the footwork is going to change a little bit in that you need to initiate into the rotation before you fully find the full power of the strike. So again, the idea with this is not to stop at the strike and then rotate. It's to basically enter into the rotation through that strike. So again, it's about kind of releasing, but staying in control. And again, the stronger the core is, the stronger the grounding is, the more balanced you are, the easier that's going to be. But again, it requires a little bit of a kind of release through the strike, which is really an interesting thing, but not something we do a lot in the SUBURI. We're tending to kind of stop through the strike. In this case, you're adding something extra, which is basically a cut through and then a follow through. So that's a really nice pattern at the end of the SUBURI set to explore different quality. But very easy to lose. Yeah, good. That's what, just last 30 seconds or so, just play with this. It's just a nice exercise. It's basically a winding exercise. So the difficulty with this is basically when the tip separates from the center of the body. And it's very easy to do in this movement. So, oh, I'm stuck. Think about this. You're just going to find a position like this and just play with a winding movement. So it's the same idea with all the turning motions or all of the Joe. It's about creating a connection from the core of the body, really to the extreme end of the weapon. So just play with this pattern, which is just a kind of coiling of the core. Now, the idea of this exercise is not to turn the Joe at the top with the arms, but to create a connection again from the core and let the core wind the Joe. So you can do this in both directions. Probably find it a little bit easier because of the practice we just did to kind of roll clockwise with the Joe. But it's just creating a strong connection here. Now, that's quite easy when you're close to the body. It gets a little bit harder when you're winding with extension. So just play a little bit coming up to the top. It's a little bit tricky if you've not got a ceiling height, but if you've got high ceiling, good. If you've not, just explore as high as you can with it. But then you're looking to work the core of the body and pass the movement through the hands. Yeah, this is a really nice one to do for a long time. This like 10, 15 minutes is a really great practice, actually. Yeah, great. Okay, perfect. Great. Good. Okay, we'll stop that. That's a really great exercise. It's a really simple exercise, but a great one actually just to get back into the body and again create a really strong connection with the tip of the weapon and the periphery, the center of the body and the periphery of the weapon, and then using that to basically create motions. Nice exercise. Okay, we will bow out. Okay. Great. どうもありがとうございます。
どうもありがとうございました。
Okie dokie. Very good.